We're going to work with zero pairs on 3 integer problems. The first one is going to be -2 plus 4. So what you do is you always start with the first number here and draw out with chips the 2 negatives. And we're adding 4 positives to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll put plus signs in here. My pen seems to have changed. There we go. And using zero pairs, I'm going to cross out the ones that can pair up. So we can do a negative and a positive together, and a negative and a positive, and you're left with 2 positives. So the answer is positive 2. But what happens when you have subtraction? Let's say you had a problem -3 minus 4. You'd still start with this first one right here and draw out your 3 negatives. But we need to subtract 4 positives. I don't have any positives, so what I need to do is create 4 positives by setting up zero pairs. And when I do zero pairs here, when I add a negative and a positive to what I show, I am not changing the value because -1 plus +1 is 0. So I am creating 4 positives and 4 negatives. Now I can subtract those 4 negatives and I can get rid of them. So I'm going to take those 4 negatives out. They're all gone. And I'm left with 7 negatives as my answer. Now, one more example. Let's undo that. So one more example. Let's say that we had a problem that was -2 minus a -4. I'm going to start with the -2, like I always start with the first one, 2 negatives. Now I need to subtract 4 negatives, but I don't have 4 negatives. So using zero pairs, I'm going to add a negative and a positive until I have 4 negatives. Now you'll notice I have 4 negatives. So I'm going to get rid of these 4 negatives, and what I'm left with is 2 positives. So the answer is positive 2. And that's how you use zero pairs.